Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your twin flame reading for mid-February right through to mid-March 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your twin flame reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. The first pile will be your pile, the second pile will be your person's pile, and the third pile is the unified energy of how things come together. This twin flame reading is for those twins who are currently in separation, and please look up online what it means to be in a twin flame connection, because if anyone is mentally, physically, or emotionally abusive towards you, that is not a twin flame connection. That's more likely to be a false flame connection, and it really will waste your wonderful time and drain you of your beautiful love. Okay, so let us begin. Thank you so much, spirit guides, guardian angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their twin flame connection in its present state? Can you please show us the way for the next 6 weeks? Now, the twin flame dynamic is very complex. You probably don't need me to tell you that. You're already experiencing this, but it's actually, you know, an awakening, a spiritual awakening, and can often be misunderstood as just a physically romantic relationship. Now, of course, it is that as well. It starts off very intense, hot and heavy, magnetic, and you're drawn to your person, and there's almost like obsession there as well. And your twin feels that too, okay? But this relationship, this specific twin flame relationship, it has a job to do, and it's a process for us to release lower vibrational energy that keeps us stuck in fear, addictive patterns, unhealthy attachments, or even addictions in general to substances, for example. So just so you're aware that, you know, it's a very intense vibrational transformation, but it's a personal journey, and of course, it's a journey of discovery that must be done alone. So there tends to be a runner, a chaser, and a separation period. And both parties need to be separate in order to discover their true purpose and embrace unconditional love. Because often twin flames, especially the runner, tends to have feelings of low self-worth, self-loathing, abandonment issues. You know, twin flames, they actually come together as a result of a sacred union that is based on shared difficulty and pain. It's actually a mirrored relationship, okay? So you meet your twin, you're the same vibration because, of course, you're twins, but, you know, you mirror each other. And basically, when you look in a mirror, they reflect all the things within yourself that needs to be healed. So they reflect to you your greatest strengths, but also your greatest weaknesses. And when your twin looks in that mirror, they're not just looking at you, but they're seeing all the things within themselves that they've been running away from their whole life. Okay, so this can trigger a response, an unhealed response that they fall into because it's just easier. Okay, so, you know, it doesn't make it right at all. I'm not here to, you know, give anyone a way out or an excuse. I'm here to understand both sides of the energy in order to understand the outcome, okay? But humans, of course, as you know, because you're very intuitive, my beautiful Cancerians, very complex creatures we are. And, you know, sometimes, especially if a person has had a level of trauma or heartbreak, you know, or has been let down and disappointed in life, even from the very beginning. It doesn't have to be in love. It can be, you know, the journey that you had before you met your twin. Because remember, when you meet your twin, you're not just taking them on, you're taking on their story, their journey, and vice versa. So we have to factor that in, especially if a person has had some degree of trauma in their life. This can be, you know, keeping them in a hypervigilant state where they have like a fight or flight response as well. And again, it's not an excuse, it's just me trying to understand what goes on within a twin flame dynamic, and of course look at what outcome is occurring for you in your current relationship with this person. Now, sometimes, there can be two runners. Doesn't always have to be the typical dynamic, so please apply it to your situation. But sometimes, especially if a person has experienced something very difficult or challenging, it can cost them a lot to survive. So it can also make it harder for them to trust or open up, to be vulnerable with another person. A twin flame relationship is very exposing. There's nowhere to hide when you have such deep feelings for each other, and you already know that. The chaser tends to be a little more spiritually evolved, someone who is willing to look the fears in the face and say, I still love, so therefore I'm going to dive right on in and override these feelings of fear, because there's no guarantees in any relationship. We must trust and take a leap of faith together. But of course, if someone has a lot of fears, or they've experienced someone leaving them in the past, or they've witnessed parents or guardians divorcing when they were younger, or a very turbulent first foundation of what it means to be in love, we can emulate those patterns when we get older. If you witness parents or guardians arguing, making up, and, very sort of toxic cycles repeat, as we grow older, we may emulate the pattern or seek out that sort of like quick fix or that hit of drama and emotion, because that's what we perceive when we're younger as what it means to love, even though it's not. A big part of being an adult, of course, is recognizing and reprogramming, unlearning, shall we say, any behaviors taught to us by people who were caught up in a cycle like that. So there's many different factors that a twin flame dynamic will amplify, because that is the job of the twin flame connection, to amplify these experiences or feelings so that they can be healed and processed and cycles can be broken. Now, often generational cycles are needed to be broken, so I want you to be aware of that. But with that in mind, I will get to your energy to see how things are going, but I always explain twin flames like magnets, okay? It's not a game, it's an energy exchange. And if you have two magnets that are identical in polarity, they actually attract each other, but they also repel each other. The space remains in between because both parties are in the same frequency, and that is an unhealed frequency. So basically, if the chaser, let's say if this is the chaser, keeps reaching out to their divine counterpart, it perpetuates the cycle. The space is always in between because nobody made a move to do the inner work. So as soon as the chaser puts all that energy, time, love, care, devotion into their sense of purpose, twin flames have a purpose, they have a mission, a calling, and once that is connected to, and all that love, care, devotion is put inwards, let's say, the cup of love starts with the self first, then the vibrations change. You empower yourself, you erect healthier boundaries, you basically, have value for yourself and all of the things that you stand for. And these are lessons, shall we say, not just connected to love, okay? It's about your whole path, your whole journey. All the times that you've given away your power, felt like people underestimated you, or, didn't trust you, or, whatever it is. These can be cycles that can be broken because of the twin flame dynamic. Now, it feels very painful and often lonely experience, okay? Because, of course, the separation period is one that must be done alone. But when you change the dynamic, when the twin flame who is a chaser moves away, steps away from their twin, doesn't reach out, all of those things, easier said than done, I know. But as soon as that happens, remember the magnets. You change the frequency here, so this magnet is automatically drawn back. But then it gives your twin the opportunity to either step up or step out in this twin flame connection. And the roles reverse briefly, okay? So you become the chaser, they become the runner, and then vice versa. You become the runner, they become the chaser. And then, you come together in a very strong union where you can offer a healthy, sustainable relationship. Now, that's very sort of bite-sized idea of what it means to be in a twin flame dynamic. Please look up online. There's much more available out there in terms of information about it. But your first card there is the flowers. Now, this can indicate that you have felt this relationship was really blossoming into something, and then it got cut short. Okay, if you think about the nature of flowers, especially a bouquet, okay, this is when it feels very much like things were thriving and, you know, it felt good, but then suddenly ended. So I feel, you know, that Queen of Wands energy and that Seven of Swords here, I feel like you mistrust this person, and I feel also you recognize that, you know, they are the runner, that they have run away from their feelings, because I feel like you're very astute. You realize that actually they're avoiding intimacy, this person. Looking at their energy, we've got Queen of Swords and we've got Seven of Cups. Isn't this interesting? You're mirroring each other already. That is really interesting because they've got Seven of Cups, you've got Seven of Swords. Okay. And then, so that's double seven there. And we've got two queens here, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Okay, now this is not a gender-specific reading, but it tells me that you and your person have very similar hopes and fears, is what it tells me straight away. Outcome, Three of Wands, Page of Cups, and we have the ring there as well. So there is love here. There is commitment vibes here as well, and a potential for you both to really understand each other in the future and come together in a union. But it is a process. And of course, the flowers in the Lenormand deck literally mean that you are focusing on your own happiness right now. And I feel you're paying attention to your own needs, especially with that Queen of Wands there. You're having a bit of a glow up. Again, it's not gender specific, but it means that you're focusing more on your beauty routines. You know, you are basically focusing on what is important for you to be happy in life. Especially with that Seven of Swords, I feel like you are in the period of being the runner. You are withdrawing. I feel like you realize that this connection, because when you get two sevens, it basically means both of you have been called to enjoy your singlehood, to be independent, to be wild, to be free, to discover who you are and what you stand for, separately to focus on your sense of purpose. So, I mean, it's number 9 there, which is Hermit energy. So some of you may have felt very insular. It's certainly a withdrawal card where you're not giving to this anymore. Doesn't mean this person's not on your mind. I feel when we think about another person and what they're up to, we imagine all sorts of like horrors, that they're like flirting with other people, or they're connecting to others, or there must be a reason. Maybe they're with someone else if there's a separation period. But looking at this person's energy, Seven of Cups, there is certainly commitment issues here. Okay, that is absolutely the truth there. But we've got the Queen of Swords here as well, which means they're very honest. Okay, they're very detached though, and there's a reason. So I want to kind of work out what's going on there, because they have the letter. This is how they feel about you. They want to talk to you about something, and I feel they want to tell you about the root cause of their commitment issues. So whatever that is, maybe they discussed this with you before. I will pull a card on it to see, but right now I feel like you are focusing on yourself. I also feel, you know, with the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Wands, you're very attractive. Whether you know this about yourself or not, you attract a lot of attention, okay? And I also feel here that you only had eyes for this person. And I feel before you even met this person, there is an energy, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this. Maybe it's not your reading if this doesn't connect. I feel like you may have had trust issues before you met this person. It's like it's hard for you to trust anyway, and then you kind of like gave your heart to this person. Very intense, very passionate connection. Some of you are even wondering if a twin flame connection even exists, or whether this was just a physical thing. But I feel deep down you know that, you know, there was a deeper bond between you and this person. And, you know, I get an energy of like trying to enjoy the finer things in life and recognizing actually that you're a gift. Okay. I also feel like you've been paying attention to the energy that you feel with this person, because you can feel this person's energy. You can actually feel when they're about to message you sometimes. And I would say that you can feel the bond between this person, even though it's an invisible one, and they can feel it too. I want you to be aware that you're not the only person who feels this, okay? Now, I'm going to pull a quick card on this because, of course, I'm getting this energy of hesitation from you right now. I feel like you were really happy with this person. I feel like you actually were very attentive to this person. You may have invited them places, you know, you really thought this was investment. This is something that was growing into something really special there, but it got cut short. And I feel like you wanted to be in a high level commitment with this person. I do see in the future, but it is going to require a lot of work, and we will pull some cards on it. I mean, your overarching energy is the tree and the ring. So this can indicate that this person in the future could join your family lineage, or there's certainly a commitment opportunity with this person in the future, but it depends on the results, okay? Three of Wands is like waiting for results or noticing, being observant, their actions speaking louder than words, and they really need to step up and offer some sort of solid investment to show you that you can trust them, okay? So that's something that's coming out there as well. Now, we do have the Seven of Swords, which does mean that, you know, this person, I get an energy that you feel betrayed by this person. You feel shut out by this person. If only they'd communicated and let you know rather than like left you bereft. The energy I'm picking up on with this particular person you're dealing with, I'm getting a strong majority energy that some of you were ghosted by this person, okay? And of course, this person, Queen of Swords, Seven of Cups, I mean, I feel like they didn't know how to handle their emotions, but there's no excuse here. This person needs to take accountability for their actions. We're all adults. We make decisions. We got to stand by those decisions, but also communicate. It's, you know, good manners to kind of say, look, this is how I'm feeling. Sometimes it's really hard. I mean, some people say, why don't twins just say, look, I can't deal with this right now, or I love you so much. It scares me how much I have felt for you, and I'm scared to lose it, so therefore I'm scared to invest in it. And of course humans are complex, but when you feel that deeply in a twin flame connection, it can trigger every fearful emotion to the surface, and it can trigger, as I mentioned, unhealed responses. So I mean, Seven of Swords is a card of being independent first and foremost, but also recognizing it's a delicate situation and you don't want to engage in arguing or conflict. I feel like you want to find a solution. I mean, the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Seven of Swords, the figure is running off with 5 swords because he's removing the weaponry from the army. He does not want to fight. He actually wants to find a solution to a delicate situation and is wanting to approach it with words. Okay, and wanting to just not argue. He wants to remove all the misunderstandings and just like kind of explain themselves. And I feel for you, you want to find a solution. You've been diplomatic with this person. You've offered them a platform to talk. And, you know, I feel now you're guarded. Now your shield is up, your armor is on, and I feel like part of you is like, okay, and again, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, I get this energy of like, okay, you have removed yourself from me and any communication right now. I'm going to show you what life feels like without me. So I feel like you have disappeared into the background, or you are, you know, being really strict with yourself and saying, I'm cutting off communication. Even though deep down you think about this person a lot, I feel like you're in self-preservation mode, okay? And the Queen of Wands is like you're having a glow up. A lot of you, it could be that, you know, photographs online of you looking really awesome, having fun, or doing really interesting and exciting things, leading with passions, being creative. I actually feel this twin flame connection was to separate you both so that you would actually launch yourself into your passions, okay, and express yourself more. And also, I feel this strong energy of collaboration, meeting new people, new connections there. I feel like you're learning to express yourself and articulate yourself from a very healthy position there. And Seven of Cups, Queen of Swords, I feel looking at your person's energy, they know there's a conversation that needs to be had that has not been had just yet. So let me just pull a little bit more cards on your energy to see what's going on there. Queen of Wands indicates you're in a very attractive state. You are magnetic. You actually draw a lot of attention towards you, and you're going to get a lot of attention over the next 6 weeks. You may even meet a new person. Page of Cups energy is here. I do see that there's a message of love, and sometimes a Page of Cups can also offer an apology, okay, or some sort of message that is the catalyst for change in this connection. But let me just pull a card on this. I see a lot of you you may be contemplating, you know, going out there and embracing that flirty side. Doesn't mean that you're like leading people on or anything like that. These two cards can be to, you know, tap into your wild side, be free, be independent, enjoy your single life for the time being, getting busy living and not sitting there waiting for this person, because life is short. And I always say, do not wait for your twin, because, you know, it can take a long time for your twin to really face the inner work or the shadow self. And it can take months, years, decades, and you don't want to waste your wonderful time. What is meant for you will never, ever pass you by. So when the moment is right, the universe will orchestrate a meeting between you and your person, even behind the scenes. It can come as a surprise later on. Sometimes you may even bump into your person, and it's the universe's way to say, you're ready. But I feel, looking at the energy right now, your person is not ready. I got to be honest with you. Seven of Cups is giving very sort of inconsistent energy, very wishy-washy kind of feel there, okay? I'm also being given that this person is like in love with the idea of love, and they fear intimacy. It's almost like when they really have to go deep and open up, they feel a little bit emotionally unavailable at this moment in time. I'll have to work out why or what's going on there. I actually feel like this person's quite reserved in their emotions. They had quite a strict upbringing is what I'm being given here. Very strict kind of parental figure as well. Someone who I feel may have gone through a divorce, or there's some bitter energy connected to a parental type figure. And again, there's no blame here, but I feel it kind of influenced your person with the conversations they had with this parental type figure, like, don't get married, it'll waste your time, it'll drain you of your life force, you know. I just feel a bitter energy to relationships coming from a parental figure, and it's like it got put on top of your person, and they kind of like started to listen to it. It's like, be ambitious, get your career sorted, don't focus on love. Love will drain you dry, you know, of your emotions. So I'm just getting that coming through, but we got to find out why, okay? I'm just going to pull a quick card on your energy. Empress. Okay, yeah, you're having a glow up. This is a card that indicates that you're maturing. You're entering into, of course, the final stages of the divine counterpart kind of glow up, where you're reaching higher frequencies in life. You are nurturing yourself in a different way. For some of you, you're a parent, okay? And it can be that you are guiding your children or your child, for example, nurturing your family unit, your home. But also it means you are super attractive. It means that you are someone who gets a lot of attention. And if you don't see it, you're certainly going to see it over the next coming weeks and months there as well. Now, this card indicates you are someone who has unconditional love for your divine counterpart. You know, you offered a lot of kindness to this person, an open heart, a safe space for them to be themselves. And I feel, you know, this is an energy of you kind of like focusing on the important things in life right now, like yourself, prioritizing your own needs. Also, I feel, you know, because there's a lot of change going on here, where you are basically focusing on your life path, your abundance, your prosperity, this is when you change. Because when you don't change a circumstance, you're actually inadvertently choosing it. So I feel like you're erecting healthier boundaries. I feel that with that Seven of Swords, there's trust issues. I feel like this person has to work really hard to win you back. That's certainly coming through there, because you've erected healthier boundaries. You know thyself in a deeper way, and you're not about to let this person just waltz back in and say, hey, how about it? You're like, no, you know, now you have to really work for my attention. And it's not a game. I feel it's just that you're valuing yourself in a different way. Also, I'm getting strong vibes from this Empress, where, you know, you're paying more attention to your surroundings, you know, decluttering your life, thinking about where you extend your energy to. So basically decluttering and being more discerning about the company that you keep. So this person, unless they're in high vibes, they really cannot come towards you, because you're not entertaining it, is what I'm being given there. But ultimately, I mean, deep down, there's a lot of unconditional love here for you. And you may feel that although you don't trust this person, you know, you can't help but be magnetized towards this person. Some of you may have even talked to a friend or maybe a family member, and they may have told you to stay away from this person. And of course, in their present state, I would say, yeah, this person's not ready to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire, because they're still emotionally avoidant. Doesn't mean they're not going to reach out towards you. I definitely see that you're going to still hear from this person. This is the communication card, and this is how they feel about you. Interesting, we've got the Seven of Cups, Queen of Swords. They think about you a lot, but they find it really hard to, I feel it's like they find it hard to access emotions, even though they're true in their emotions. There's an energy here of, it's not too many choices. I want you to be aware of that. It's not like they've got options. I mean, they may do. I feel both of you are fairly attractive and you basically complement each other. But more than anything, I feel this person is always in their head. They fantasize about you, about life, about love, what it should be. And then the reality is that, of course, they have to work, compromise, they have to invest in a relationship. And it's like it bursts their bubble. It's like they're, I'm just getting this energy like they're like a balloon. It's like they need more grounding. They're like all the way up here, living up here in their head, or things are not sustainable for them. And this is across the board. It's not just in love. It's in friendships. It's in jobs, for example. It's like, yeah, I mean, of course, there's an energy of freedom and fun and all of those things. But I feel it's more than that. I mean, this is their overarching energy. So expect communication is what I would say. In the next 6 weeks, I feel the Page of Cups is also indicating that you're going to get a message from this person. But I want to see why there is a separation period here. I feel the problem with this person is learning to articulate from a healthy place. This person does not have it in them just yet. They haven't had that level of maturity or life lessons just yet to be able to articulate their feelings. Because, of course, Seven of Cups is all about emotions. Queen of Swords is about, articulating from a healthy environment. It can be that they hold back, and we got to find out why. So let me just pull a card. Why is this twin flame running away from my beautiful Cancerians? What is going on there? What's the fear? Heartbreak. Okay, so sometimes, and I know it sounds counterproductive to a relationship, but sometimes a person will push the person that they're absolutely in love with, that they're completely smitten with, obsessed with. They push them away because they fear that they will lose them. And to retain some level of control in their life, it's better to let go of something than to be let go of. So I'm getting that, but also I feel the underlying undercurrent of this person is they've been hurt before, they've loved and lost. And it made them very detached, hardened to love almost. Like they dissect it, like they live in their head like all it could be and how wonderful it should be. But then the reality, as I said, it hits with a bump, like they've been there, done that, and they were let down or brokenhearted. So again, it's not an excuse. I'm not here to find an excuse or let someone off anything. Three of Swords can indicate this person was a hurt person before you met them. And that's what the twin flame dynamic does. It amplifies anything that is unresolved so that both parties must go away, heal it separately, and come together with a clean slate. Okay, I also feel with this Three of Swords, there was some sort of miscommunication. And I'm not here to play the blame game, okay? But I'm getting this energy of like them feeling like you stepped away first. Okay, I have to honor what is coming out. So, you only know what happened there. But I don't feel that this is the case. But because you got the Seven of Swords there, I mean, because I feel you have had trust issues before you met this person, I'm just getting there was like a knock-on effect of energy. Like you may have been very guarded, and that's your prerogative, because if you've been hurt in the past as well, then of course you're going to be approaching the relationship from that perspective. And then this person is going to notice that you withdraw energetically, and then they're going to withdraw, and then you withdraw because you felt them move back, and then they're going to move back again because they felt you move back, and eventually you're at stalemate, and there's a huge distance that no one's talking about, and both parties feel like, oh, there's disinterest, or it didn't work out, or whatever. So that's coming through strongly from this person's perspective. I can't offer you anything more than that from what I'm being given. Oh, this person, they think about you a lot, and they really love you, this person, okay? We got Page of Swords energy, which is the lurker of the deck, which means if you're on social media, this person's watching, and they're seeing what you're up to. I also feel this person may investigate your past, for example. And this is the trait of someone who is unhealed, someone who is immature in their energy, someone who's afraid. You know, it's like they need all the information just in case they find out that you have the potential to betray them or hurt them or cheat on them, for example. I mean, this person thinks about a high-level commitment. We got the Hierophant there. This is a marriage card. So with the King of Cups here, I feel there is a strong energy that this person, of course, whilst there's a lot of love, I feel this person, they may have been in a high-level commitment before where they really invested in a relationship, maybe even got married. But it's connected to some sort of heartbreak. And this person is looking back at the heartbreak always of how they could get hurt. And again, that sounds like such a simple excuse sometimes, but sometimes we operate in fear. And I know that certainly when I was younger and I was in a high-level commitment that really broke me, suddenly the universe said, send in the twin. And I was like, you know, I was afraid. I did not want to fall in love. You know, the last thing I wanted was a relationship after the karmic experience I just had. So when my twin came in, I was like, oh my gosh, what kind of love is this? It is deep, it's intense, it's all-consuming, it's magnetic. But at the same time, I was like, I've been destroyed in love before. I'm not going to go there. So there was a certain detachment or a certain like pushing away of energy at first. And I feel this is something that perhaps your twin felt at the time. But there's got to be more than that, is what I see. Because I feel this person, I get an energy that their parent or guardians, they divorced, okay? And there's a lot of bitterness that went in that. And this person from a very young age, they witnessed that bitterness. And this person like promised themselves that they'd never get into a position like that. So I feel their first foundation of what it means to love was tainted by this bitter relationship. That's the main thing that's coming out. And of course, that's not an excuse, but sometimes we have to do the personal development work to really discover the core, the root cause of where our knee-jerk reactions come from, where our triggers lie. And this person, I feel, they will discuss this with you. I feel eventually they'll communicate about a parental type figure or a guardian, okay, who is very strict. There was a bitter feud or a divorce there. I feel this person, you know, it's like their parent or guardian was cheated on. That's what I'm being given. And that caused a rift and a divorce eventually. And it was nasty. And I feel this kind of influenced the way this person looks at love, that it can turn to bitterness. It can turn to hatred. It can be really challenging. So it's like this person, they promised themselves for quite some time to be wild and free and all of those things, but then they caught feelings, real deep feelings. And I feel whatever experience they had in that relationship before they met you, they got hurt in that or were disappointed in that. There's heartbreak connected to that. And it's almost like they took a chance on love, and then love proved that actually there's a lot of bitterness and pain. So they were like, oh, I knew it. I shouldn't have done it. I'm not going to do it again. And then you came along, my beautiful Cancerians, and they're like, oh, okay, I need to be distant. I need to like reserve my feelings for myself. I need to be strict, because that's what this Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords is all about. Queen of Swords is very strict energy. It's like someone like kind of like sad and sorrowful who is detached and like very willfully keeping people or love at a distance. I mean, whenever you see the Queen of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the sword is up, which means she's protecting herself, guarded, but the hand is out. It's like, okay, I'll see what you got to say, but I'm judging you the whole time, and I'm distant, and I'm not really going to get involved in that. I'm still going to remain very detached from this situation because I've been hurt. I need to guard myself. So I feel this is where your person is coming from. And of course, if you look up online the meanings of the cards and, you know, how to apply them to a twin flame relationship reading, you know, the Queen of Swords can indicate someone who has been divorced or someone whose parental figure has been divorced, for example, a lot of bitterness, and, you know, you get the gist there. So your person, whilst this is something, because I'm being given this energy of you got caught up in the crossfire of their emotions. Okay, so this is not a reflection of your relationship and how they feel about you, but they detached or pushed you away, or even maybe ghosted you, for some of you, because they've been running away from intimacy. Okay, and I'm being given a song for this person right now. Oh, thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. Mama told me there'd be days like this. That's all I'm getting. Okay, mama told me. So this person, their mama or their feminine guardian, whoever, guided them through life, was a very prominent, or is a very prominent person in their life. Mama told me. This is a very famous song. Now, I'm getting an energy from this song that this song, it kind of lists, I think, everything that could go wrong but doesn't. Okay, it's like that day, there'll be days like this where everything goes right, where everything, works out better than expected. So I feel this song is really encompassing this person's energy of like, they have like a whole list of fears of how things should go wrong or probably would go wrong. But actually, if they just took a chance on this relationship, they'd see that it goes right. Okay, so listen out for that song, because songs pop up for a reason. It could be that you're about to hear that song, and when you do, you're going to hear from this person shortly after. Okay, but also I feel it reflects a very strong energy that this person's been influenced by a parental type figure. And I feel it is a feminine energy there as well. So I'm just going to move away with a lot of respect from that. Now, Seven of Cups, I've already mentioned this person, very wishy-washy, in and out, This is like a person who they fantasize about you, of course, because this is how they feel about you. They have desires, they have a vision of what it would be to be with you in the future. But also, I feel this person's tempted to like unfulfill those decisions. Like they fall back into cycles of repeat. I would say this person is like still having commitment issues, and they're not ready to be in a high level commitment, and they are still emotionally avoidant. I feel they may even tell you that. They may say, look, I think about being with you in the future, but right now I've got a lot going on. If anyone ever says I got a lot going on, drop it like a hot potato, because of course you'll always find a way. And there's loads of complex situations and scenarios why people, they avoid. But it actually is you reclaiming your power and saying, I accept you as you are, but I'm going to place you where you belong. And I feel this is about you distancing yourself from this person right now, because they cannot make themselves a priority just yet, let alone another person. Remember, I'm also getting a strong energy with this person. There's a bit of self-loathing. I'm going to find out why there. But when a person does not love themselves fully, they cannot love another person. This person's very avoidant across the board. So let me just pull a quick card on that. And again, that doesn't help you, my beautiful Cancerians, but perhaps you can understand that this person has projected some feelings in order to push you away. Abandonment, 5 of Pentacles there. Yeah, this person is guarding themselves. Another 7 there. Okay, so I would say as well, this person is not seeing someone else. I'm going to pull a card on it just to double check, but we've got the 5 of Pentacles. This person has been shut out by another person in the past, or, they've struggled with something. There is a sadness. This person, as I mentioned, they were a very hurt person before they met you, very guarded because of something else. 7 of Wands is to protect. It is also, some sort of jealousy energy. So it could be that this person was cheated on and they've been defending themselves, or there's trust issues, and lots of trust issues got played out in this connection. Fears, insecurities, and rather than face them head on, it was like, let's just dissolve this into a nothingness and step away. That's what I'm being given here. Okay, but with the 7 of Wands there, it also tells me that this person, they're not going to give up on this. They're still going to persevere. They're still going to connect in some way to you. Let me just see. This person, tell me about their current state. Tell me about their current state. Oops. This person, my beautiful Cancerian's twin, can you please tell me about their current state? 8 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the King of Cups. Okay, now this part is not going to resonate with all of you, okay? I do feel that this person you're dealing with is actually moving away or moving on from, because the Eight of Wands came out first, which means they're moving on from a high-level commitment where there was a lot of love. But also, the same cards are popping out. Eight of Wands, Hierophant, and the King of Cups, okay? So this also applies to this person messaging you, because the Eight of Wands can also be a message card where this person may message you and tell you how they feel about you and that they do envisage a future with you. But this person right now, they cannot offer you the future that you deserve. Let's put it that way. And I feel there's a small percentage of you beautiful Cancerians. Please apply it to your situation if it is something you know about already. It may not resonate with the majority of you, because I'm feeling about 3% actually energy that's popping up. It's very small, but some of you, your twin may have married a karmic, okay? And what I'm being given with this, if your twin has married a karmic, of course, you're getting busy living, doing your own life and moving on from this. But this karmic is actually preparing your twin, almost like, I don't want to say it like this because my guides are giving it to me like this, but I don't like to say it like this. I'm trying to find another word to express what my guides are giving me. So, well, I'll give you what they give me because I can't think of a word. It's like they're in training for the twin flame connection. So it could be that a karmic right now is teaching your person some lessons about love, about romance, about relationship, about, you know, making decisions, about celebrating love, not fearing it. So it's like they're discovering something about themselves and it energizes them. But then eventually they're going to choose true love. So I feel, you know, there could be, if you're with like a twin who has married someone else, I feel some of you in the future, you will hear about divorce. But this divorce will not be the result of you being present in this connection. This is something that your twin has to find their way to. And of course, nobody should ever wait for their twin. Get busy living, okay? For some of you, if that's you, I actually see some of you meeting a soulmate, meeting someone new as well. And there will be a period where you experience, you know, different types of love, but in the future you will still hear from this person and you may have to make a decision whether to stay with a soulmate or whether to reconnect with your twin. But that's only if you know your twin is married to a karmic, okay? I'm going to disconnect from that energy because it is like 3% energy. It's a very small energy, but I have to honor it because it did come up there, okay? Now, that Queen of Swords, I would say, is communication. This person's going to send you a really direct message, you know, for example, and I'm just giving you the example of the message. This doesn't mean this is the exact message you're going to get. But if you lived with your person, for example, and you get a message, and now you're separate and you live in different places, you could get a really abrupt, cold, disconnected kind of message from your person, like, I left my favorite socks at your apartment. Could you send them back? Or I'm coming to get them, or something like that. It feels like a very abrupt message to get a reaction is what I'm being given. But this is this person's way of trying to see if you are open to communication. Again, this is a very immature energy. I don't like to, you know, get involved in the energy, but it is present, so I thought I'd mention it there. I feel the message you get is very abrupt at first, but the second message you get from this person actually is softer, and it reveals their true intention of trying to connect to you and offer you an apology. Okay, so let me just pull a quick card on that, because it feels like the majority of you are going to get a message from your twin and it feels disconnected or cold. And you're like, what? Was this message even for me? What? I mean, it could even be like, see you in 5 minutes, or want anything from the supermarket. It could be something like really where you're like, oh my gosh, they're messaging someone else. Do they need anything from the supermarket? Or, you know, see you in 5 minutes. Well, it's not me you meant to send that message to. And again, I don't like that behavior because that's very immature and unhealed behavior, and it's not something that you want to engage in. But I do see that some of you may actually get a message like that. But the second message, I mean, some of you are going to ignore that message. The Three of Wands is like, I'm just waiting until you come to me right. Three of Wands is like, okay, nope, not engaging in that. Just looking elsewhere right now. But then the next message that comes in, this person's going to be like, okay, look, I did mean to message you, and I actually want to speak to you, and I do miss you. And I feel it's softer. It's more of an authentic, honest communication. Okay. Temperance. Yeah, temperance. Expect two different types of messages. Okay. Temperance can indicate that this person, they're testing the waters. Let's put it that way. As you can see, this figure is literally putting their toe into the water. They're testing the waters, is what my guides just said there. Okay. So you get to decide how you respond to that. I feel this person is trying to get their life back on track, but they're just not there yet. Okay. Very complex person, very kind of like chaotic at times. And I'm just getting this energy of a person going, oh, this is really exciting. Oh, wow, look at this over here, though. Oh, no, it's like their attention to things is short. So, I mean, for some of you, this could be like ADHD, could be something that they're trying to conquer. I mean, for some of you, whatever it is, I feel this person may actually reach out to a practitioner to help them with concentration levels or help them really ground their life so that they can be more consistent in their life. Your person may even talk about hypnosis is what I'm being given. Okay, so it could be a conversation about that. So, you know, these things, they may mean absolutely nothing in this moment. And then suddenly about 6 weeks later, you're like, oh my gosh, I got a message from my twin flame saying they're looking into hypnosis in order to conquer something, a fear or a habit or something. So, you know, please just, you know, bank it, as it were. Now, the outcome energy, we have the tree. The tree indicates a very long process. This relationship is going to be a project. This person is not ready right now. And I feel you owe it to yourself to step back and really value who you are, honor your time, and really blossom and thrive on your sense of purpose, path, and of course in your life in general. Really connect to going out there and having fun, because life is too short to be waiting for anybody, of course. And remember, what is meant for you will never pass you by. So I really feel at this stage, this is about you branching out. I mean, number 5 is the Hierophant, which means also knowledge. So I feel this person, they have something to tell you. They are having a revelation or discovering something about why they have reacted in a certain way. And I feel like they will tell you that. Also, you've got the ring here. So this is like new knowledge can actually help a healthier growth period in your relationship and lead to commitment. The ring indicates, you know, an opportunity to understand, an opportunity to come together, to learn from each other, and to acknowledge that you both have a bond, that you either try and investigate further and be in a partnership and make a promise to each other. And for some of you, this can represent like marriage. You know, this could be long-term relationship. You get married or engaged or settle down with each other in some way. But it's going to take a long process to get there. It's not going to be overnight, especially since your next card there is the 3 of Wands. Okay, and this is a card of waiting, of watching, of being patient, of observing actions rather than just listening to words. Okay, so I feel this relationship, it needs more time, but I feel like you've given a lot of time and patience to this already. So I feel a lot of you, it's like you're cutting this short, or you're removing yourself. You're teaching this person what a life without you looks like, what it feels like, and it's got them thinking. These cards indicate this person's going to be like, where you at? You disappeared. Or, you know, they're thinking that you should have reached out by now, because that's a pattern that may have played out in this relationship. But I feel like you're being really strict with yourself and you're not allowing yourself to do that. And that's when you find your person come towards you with a message. Now, also, a lot of you beautiful Cancerians, I have to pull a card on this because I do feel that, you know, in time you will get a message from this person. Page of Cups indicates a message of love, of attraction, of purpose. You know, a message of purpose can be they want to create a reaction, or they want to see how you feel about them. Could also be a message of receptivity, where they're like, you know what, I'm taking accountability for the way that this relationship separated. And I want to let you know that I really care for you. And it's more than care, it's love. I'm discovering more about myself and looking into my feelings. And I've decided I don't want to run away. So it can be a message about that. So I would say that this person actually has already written this message out. And it's a message that has been waiting to send. And for some of you, because you got the ring there and the Page of Cups, I'd say you may hear from this person in and around Valentine's Day, okay? And maybe that's why they want the reaction. But again, just be a little bit mindful of that. I would say this person, when they come to you with a message that is more authentic and honest with their emotions, I feel like you may explore it. I'm not seeing like reunion energy. That's why I need to pull a card on it. I do see like communication. I do see an invitation. I just heard invitation there. So this person may actually ask you to meet up with them. So maybe that is the reunion. But it could be like to an event or something. That's really random. But let me just pull a card on it. Reunion. We got it. We got the Four of Wands there. That is a reunion card. So yeah, in the future, this person will ask to see you again. But that's your prerogative as to whether you want to connect to this again, of course. Also, I mean, the ring and the Four of Wands is engagement. This is the future of this particular twin flame connection. So you may move in with each other or, you know, reach the next stage of your commitment together. But it is a long process. The tree tells me you're going to need to work on this. It's a long time. But it can be rooted in stability as long as this person grounds themselves a little bit more and really works on what it is that they want, be more precise about their life. Because I feel this person's kind of drifting right now. And suddenly they're waking up at a certain age going, wow, I'm still drifting. So, you know, they're eventually going to like wake out of that. They need that tower moment where they have that major revelation and then start to rebuild. But I'm also getting like a secondary energy for some of you Cancerians. If you're walking away from your twin forever because you can't do this anymore because, you know, you're so fed up with the cycle of repeat and you can't trust this person. Seven of Swords says the trust has been broken in some way, or you now feel like you have to be hyper vigilant with this person because you're not sure of their motives for some reason. But that Four of Wands with the Page of Cups can also indicate some of you are going to an event where you're going to meet a new person. And that is going to throw a third person into your conundrum. You're a twin or this new person, and only you get to decide. But it is something that you will have to make a decision about in the future there as well, okay? So I do see a new person entering into your life, and you're attracting them because you are in a magnetic state of attraction. I feel like you'd rather attract your twin, but I have to honor the cards that come out there. We have True Love. These are final cards for your reading. Now, True Love indicates, of course, there are some feelings there, deep feelings, and that both of you have never felt this way about anyone else. Wow, we've got the Commitment card as well. So this twin flame really, this dynamic can actually really work in the future, but of course, it's all about investment there. The problem was to do with commitment. So whenever we have a problem in our lives, the only way to solve a problem or overcome it is to directly focus on it. You know, we cannot avoid it. We have to move towards it. So I feel this is about your person not avoiding, but moving towards, moving through. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just saw the card that you got. I'm emotionally unavailable right now. And that's what I said about this person. I can feel it in their energy. Seven of Cups says it. So I would say, you know, just be a little bit mindful about protecting yourself, my beautiful Cancerians, because you could enter into a cycle of repeat with this person. You know, if anyone offers you the world and delivers nothing, I would say just be a little bit mindful because their intentions are pure. This person's got a Queen of Swords, which means they really mean what they say. They think that they want to be with you. They think that they're in love with you. They know that they want to be with you. They know that they love you. But still, this uncertainty or this commitment issue gets in the way of their intention. Queen of Swords is a very intention-oriented card. So their intention is to tell you the truth. Their intention is to speak, articulate their feelings, but it all gets caught up and they just cannot. And then they just fall back into a cycle of repeat. So this person really needs to break through that. Okay, so we've got, I'm emotionally unavailable right now. We were not ready for all that happened. So whatever went down in this connection, I mean, for some of you, because you both got sevens there, I feel maybe both of you were not looking for love when you first met each other. Maybe that was the energy I'm picking up on, like two people kind of like standing on the outskirts, kind of like drawn to each other, but, you know, this trust issue, or it's like both of you didn't realize that you'd be so consumed by these feelings. And we also have true love, and we also have commitment there. So perhaps both of you have had heartbreak in the past, or both of you have had experiences where a person let you down, and then you met the twin flame, and suddenly you're emulating a cycle based on fears. They're kind of like projected into the relationship. But we do have commitment here, another 5. So I would say that in the future, you and your person, you can be together, but it must not be on just your person's terms, because just when they're ready and they have like become emotionally available doesn't mean that you're ready. So, you know, remember, what is meant for you will never pass you by. So when the moment is right, yes, there will be a reunion. Will you hear from this person? I say yes. It's probably not going to be the message you want to hear at first, but then the second message will be a little bit more soft, more loving, more open, more receptive to this authentic feeling that this person has, but they're still very guarded. So just be a little bit mindful of that, okay? I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a wound before we close. Okay, so we have the cup, okay? So this is highlighting the cup of love starts with the self first. And if this person is self-loathing, or there is something that has made this person fear relationships, they need to look at that first. I do also see that this person may invite you for a coffee or invite you for a beverage. I actually feel it's more invite you to an event. And you're going to be like, what? So that's what's coming through there as well. But whenever you get the cup, it's all about love. This person does love. And we've also got my garden. My garden. Now, my garden, of course, is to be connected to like an event, of course. In the Lenormand deck, the garden card actually means party or event or invitation to something. So I am picking up on that as well. But the garden, it also means reunion. Okay, so even if you look up online what my garden means in the Lenormand deck, or the Lenormand energy, because that's what I'm using here right now, it means reunion. The potential for a reunion in the future, and also positive growth. But sometimes in order to like have positive growth or promote growth, especially with plants, you need to deadhead the roses. You need to kind of like cut off what's not working. You need to separate, observe. You need to kind of like declutter, as it were. And that decluttering period takes place in the twin flame connection separately. Now we've also got the skull and crossbones, so there could be some toxic energy here with the 7 of Cups and the cup that came out. I gotta be honest, for some of you, there could be some substances that have been influencing this person. You know, it could be that they are avoiding, emotionally avoidant people tend to choose a certain substance to help them avoid pain, sadness. So whatever that is, I feel this is something that you may hear from them that they are getting clean, or that they are getting clear-headed, because the Queen of Swords is to be clear in the mind. So it could be that they are trying to, you know, clean up their act a little bit, or conquer an addiction in some way. Easier said than done, of course, especially if you're in the grip of something like that. But I feel this person, they will conquer it. And they will move through this, and there will be a healthier energy there as well. But we've also got the ice rune. So this can indicate that right now this twin flame is at a static position. You know, it's like the cooling off period, the separation period. But this is promoting time for you and your person to focus on knowing thyself in a different way. Also, the ice rune means a breach of loyalty. So I feel there's an energy here of you and I feel this person both may have been cheated on in the past, or, you know, there is an influence here of trust being broken based on previous experiences that have now kind of like bled all over this relationship and really influenced it. Okay, I don't like to put it like that, but that's what my guides just gave me. So, so I'll leave that there, but it can be resolved in the future. Okay, so hope something resonates in that reading for you. In fact, I would wish that it actually didn't resonate with anyone, and that actually you were with your twin and it was all fine, and you had both come through this healing process and now you're together. But as it stands, I hope something, you know, maybe helped you on your journey in this reading. And if you'd like to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is envisage the world in a golden healing light. and I really feel collectively we can make a difference if we do it all together, and that's all I ask of you. So in the comments box below, once you've done that, please put an emoji of a world and a heart. And if you don't have access to emojis, of course, please just write the words world and heart, and I'll enter everyone into a competition, and I will announce the winner around about the 3rd week of February there, okay? So thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.